Up, hustlers? Hey man, welcome to Hard Money Matters. This your boy CJ, founder of Grandiose Capital, where we help people, invest or get the funds that they need in order to invest so they can actually make more money, help grow their business no matter what it is. So yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning into Hard Money Hustle. Thank you guys for taking that the time of your day. Make sure that you follow the Instagram page. Make sure that you follow the Facebook page. Hard Money Hustle, Hard Money Hustle, Hard Money Hustle. Make sure you follow us on LinkedIn. Pretty much we on pretty much every platform. Just make sure you search us up, Hard Money Hustle. Make sure you hit that follow button, subscribe button, or you can be a ninja watcher and you can just watch it and we gonna keep the pages public. You can just watch it and not let nobody know. But if you want real game and you want to learn how the wealthiest people on the planet get rich, this is how they get it: by borrowing money in order to make investments so that they can make money, right? And we're going to walk you through that whole entire process. So, hey, man, this is the first video. This video number one, I'm going to break down a lot, in this first video. First, I'm going to start by giving you a little bit of background about my story, where I'm at today, how I got here, and how I can help you guys get to the next level, right? So, a little bit about me. Born and raised Orlando, Florida. Played football growing up. Ended up getting a scholarship to play football in college. Moved to Minnesota. Lived there for 10 years. Played ball there. As soon as I graduated, started a painting company, right? I started a business where I painted people's houses, the exterior of houses, right? Pulled in a lot of money in one summer. So I only did that for one summer. It was a summer gig, You sold the painting jobs in the winter, you painted them in the summer, and I actually booked so much work I had to turn down, I had to give people their deposits back, Jumped into the car business. Sold a whole bunch of cars, made a whole bunch of money. I wasn't always good in the car business. Took some time to kind of blow up and get better at sales and, and talking to people and all of that there, right? So it took me a while to get good in car sales. Blew up with that. And then before I know it, man, I found myself flying back to Miami, Florida, working for a guy named Grant Cardone. Great experience. And then I just took my talents to start my own company, right? And here I am today. And the company that I run today is Grandiose Capital. It's like I said, it's where we help people get funding in order to finance their investments, whatever that may be. What most people invest in growing their business. The majority of our clients are real estate investors, because we specialize in like hard money, private money, but we also do personal loans as well. So basically, this is the page to come to learn how to make money, how to use money to make money, right? There's two ways to make money. And I always tell this to people no matter what, right? You can either spend time or you can spend money. Simple as that. You can put a whole lot of time into something or you can put some money into something. It ain't really that many options. Now, if you're really good like myself, you use a combination of both. You use time and money to make money. But those are only two ways you're going to make money. Here, you're going to pay somebody or you're going to put in the time. You know what I mean? If you broke, put in the time. Simply put. If you got money, use your money. You know what I mean? Use your money to make money. You know what I mean? The last thing you want to do when you have money is have your money sitting around. So I'm going to teach you guys these tips. I always tell people, man, before you start jumping into investing and stuff like that, the first thing that you should do is invest in your education. Figure out a way to get to the $200,000 mark, right? There's a lot of people out here, bro. I don't know what it is. They kind of confuse me. They kind of trick me. A lot of people think that getting to six figures, $100,000 a year is the goal. But what they fail to realize is inflation, right? Maybe years ago, $100,000 was a good living. That was a good way to live, right? In today's world, in my honest opinion, especially with the people that I'm dealing with and I'm talking to, $200,000 is where you got to be, right? Before you start jumping into investing and taking risk and taking chances and stuff like that, develop the skill set that you need in order to be the person that can make $200,000 a year. Use that skill set, make that $200,000 a year. There's going to be a lot of knowledge. There's going to be a lot of people that you're going to talk to. There's going to be a lot of networking. You're going to grow as a human being. Once you hit that $200,000 mark, then you can start investing. Then you can start making some plays. Then, because you know how hard you had to work to get to that $200,000 level, then you can invest with a little bit more knowledge. You hear where I'm coming from? Because a lot of people out here, especially in this modern day world, some of the deals that I see, I feel like some of these folks is gambling. They ain't investing, they gambling. They trying to throw something against the wall and they hoping that it stick. Oh, I think this is a good investment. Now, I ain't really got a lot of proof, but it seemed good to me. I feel it in my gut, and I want to do the deal. No, bro. And you know, the people that I usually hear doing this stuff is people that don't make at least $200,000 a year. I'm sorry, it's just something about that number. It just changes people's mindset. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you the type of person I am. I'm a person. I'm really big on pattern recognition, right? Now, what pattern recognition means is I pick up on patterns, right? I observe the real world, right? I watch TV here and there. I look at Instagram here and there, but I am really good at separating virtual reality from reality, right? So the people that I'm going to really pick my tips up from and the people that I'm really going to really understand and figure out what's going on is from actual people in the real world and how they operate. So what I've been noticing by running this company, I've had good clients and I have not so good clients. What I've noticed is the clients that make about $200,000 a year tend to be very savvy investors. They tend to be solid, well-put people. People that can consistently make $200,000 a year, and I'm not talking about they make $200,000 a year from investing. Some of them make $200,000 a year from their job, right? But from what I've noticed is the people that make $200,000 a year tend to be very savvy investors. They tend to know what's going on. They tend to know how to find a good deal. They don't really too much care about fees because they know it's a good deal. You know what I mean? They have no problem with down payment. It's just a smooth client, right? So I know I'm putting the cart before the horse, but I want to give you guys a quick breakdown, and I want you guys to dig deep and really ask yourself, should I be investing, right? Because some of you guys ain't got $3 to your name, and you jumping in these crypto markets, and you jumping in here, and you watching this investor show and this investor show, and you watching how this person do it and this person do it, and you keep finding yourself, well, I ain't making no real money because, bro, you ain't got the skill set to make no money. You know what I mean? I always tell people, man, the best time to borrow money, if you ever gonna borrow money and make a play and do something, the best time to borrow money is when you already have money. And the reason that I say that is because if you can make it to $200,000 a year, whatever you do, you could be selling cars, you could be in a real estate, you could be a real estate agent, you can be whatever you do, right? You got to be a special type of person to hit that number in the first place, right? You got to be a special type of, you got to have something about you to hit that type of number. Where clients, customers, people with money, people just tend to gravitate towards you for some crazy reason, right? Okay, that is a superpower within and of itself. See, my phone stay blowing up. I be trying to tell y'all, bro, business be booming, bro. Business be really booming. My phone stay blowing up. I should probably take this call. Hold on, I'm gonna take this call. Hey, how you doing, Noah?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Not bad, man. Sorry I had dozed off a little bit there.
Nah, no problem. So the reason I was reaching out was because I got that quote for you.
Okay.
So basically, we can actually, so that deal that we were discussing earlier, purchase price $195,000. Or not the purchase price, but the as is value $195,000.
Right.
So we can do 75% of that. So that'll give you a loan amount of $146,250. And then right now we're at an 8.375% interest rate. We can do a 30-year term, and then the payment would be $1,111 a month.
$1,111 a month. That's interest and monthly, and does that include taxes and insurance, or just the interest and?
It does not include taxes and insurance. So, because I didn't know what the taxes and insurance were, so that's just going to be principal and interest.
Just principal and interest. Well, is there a pre penalty for early payment, or what's the Do me a favor. Would you mind sending me a breakdown of what that quote looks like to my email so I can take a look at it?
Yeah, definitely. So you can, if you pull up your email right now, I actually sent it to you earlier. So it'll be there, so you can actually look at it while I'm looking at it as well.
Yeah. So it's I don't know if you have my email on file.
No, I already sent it to you. I sent it to what is it? Yeah, I already sent it to you. Yeah, that's the one I sent it to. So pull it up. It should be from.
1 second here. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Calvin, right?
Yep, that's me.
Okay. So the prepayment penalty is 5 years, and how much of a rate am I looking at as far as prepayment penalty? Or what?
So it's gonna be. I have the breakdown right here. I'll give it to you. So it's actually going to be 6 months of interest on 80% of the loan amount.
6 months of interest on 80% of the amount?
Correct. So basically, if the interest rate is like 8%, so what you'll do is you'll do 80% of the loan amount. Let's say the loan amount is $100,000.
Right.
80% of that is $80,000. So then you'll times that number by 0.08. Let's say the interest rate is 8%.
Right.
And then you just divide it by 2 because it's only 6 months, it's not 12 months.
Right.
And that will be the prepayment penalty.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a lot lower than other people's prepayment penalties. But that's how it is. You can lower the prepayment penalty if you want to or get rid of it, but the rate just goes higher.
Right. I know that. That's like kind of like buying down the rate and whatnot.
Yep.
Okay. Well, send me what you would need as far as like going forward, and how fast do you think we can get this closed?
Yeah. So as soon as I'm gonna send you everything. My lead processor is gonna reach out to you, and we're gonna send you a list of everything that we need from you. As soon as you get all of that back to us, the clock starts. And usually we can close anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks?
Yep. So as soon as we get everything back, we can close between 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Have you send everything to me on my email there and what I need? Because my schedule is a little weird. I still work my 9 to 5. I work in the hospital. I work overnight in intensive care. So usually during the day, I sleep up until 4. So if they can send me everything that they need through my email, I can work on everything. Usually I work mostly at night. I'll get all that together and I'll send it to you guys so you can get this process started.
Okay, perfect. So did you want to move forward with the loan?
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Like I've been comparing rates. I mean, this is, unfortunately, I was looking at, if I can get something in the 7.5-ish range. But I'm not seeing that right now. So, and I do need to refi this loan. It's almost coming to the term.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, right now the rates are up because of the government. So that's out of our control. But yeah, this is gonna be like the best rate for in this market for that property.
Okay. Well, yeah. Like I said, yeah, I'll move forward with it for now. I mean, I can. Rates get better. I can always refi and get something better. But yeah, let's do this for now.
All right, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna send you over everything. I'm gonna get everything. I'm gonna get everything rocking and rolling, and then call me, text me. Let me know if you have any questions during the process. But anything to do with like paperwork and everything like that, you'll be in communication with my processing team. Okay.
Okay, we'll do.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna get the process started right now.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Take care. All right, so let me get back to this video, man. So for you guys that actually heard that call, you know what I mean? In today's world, that's how you make $200,000 a year, right? Now, a lot of you guys would be like, okay, why was that so easy, or why was that so smooth and stuff like that? Because a lot of people don't know that you actually close the deal by how you set up the deal, right? A lot of people think that closing is all about, let me get my screen back up. a lot of people think that closing deals always happens in the close. Like, the close is how you close. Everything happens in the close. It's what you say in the close. No. You close the deal by the expectations that you set up front. Now, before I even got him and ran him a quote, I set a certain set of expectations up front that I told him, hey man, you know what I mean? Do you still want us to run this quote? You know what I mean? Because these are the expectations. This is what we're going to expect. This is how it's going to play out. Do you still want to move forward with us? Yeah, run the quote. So most of that was done. Most of that deal was closed before we even ran the quote. And I know I'm going sidetrack because I just got a phone call. My phone is always ringing. I just had another phone call. I got to answer that, and I just got another text message. So when you got to understand, when you at a point where you're making $200,000+ a year, there are certain things in your life that have to change in order for you to hit those numbers, right? There are certain ways that you speak. There are certain ways that you carry yourself. There are certain ways that you set things up. There's certain ways that you talk to people, right? You know, I can have calls with multimillionaires, or I can sit down and have lunches and dinners with multimillionaires, and the conversation is smooth, right? Because of the work that I put in to build myself to get to this level, right? And the reason that I'm really harping on the $200,000 mark, because believe it or not, the moment I've ever stepped foot outside of college and started working, you gotta understand, I played ball growing up. I never worked at McDonald's. I never worked at Taco Bell. My parents never wanted me to work, right? So my first job was at the college. And that's when I actually was running a painting company. I was a franchise owner or franchisee, whatever you want to call it, for College Pro Painters. And I've never, and you can look me up if you want to, and if I did, I bounced back. I've never made less than $100,000 ever in my career straight out of college, right? That's how come I know that the mark to really be ready to invest and really to make moves in this world is not $100K. The mark is really $200K. And I know that's really contrary to what you believe in. And there's some millionaires that's saying 200K, that's it. Nah, bro, you need to be making 300K for your mind to change and shift, right? And if you want to break that down like a monthly number, that's going to be like roughly 17 grand a month. You know what I mean? I like to estimate on the higher side. You know what I mean? Some people be like, oh no, that's 16. That's 17 grand a month. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? If you really wanted 240, be 20 grand a month. You know what I mean? But until you get to the point where you can pull in 17 bands a month or 20 bands a month, in my honest opinion, that is the number that you need to be at before you start investing. In my honest opinion, just by pattern recognition. I see people who make less than $200,000 a month. I see how they invest. I see people that make over $200,000 a month. I see how they invest. And the best deals that I usually see is the people making over $200,000 a month. And I'm just going to keep it real. One thing about me, if I ever make a video or anything like that, you can ask the people that know me, I'm going to keep it as real as I possibly can. You know what I mean? I'm just going to shoot you straight. I ain't going to BS. I ain't going to play with you. I ain't going to do none of that. I'm going to shoot you straight. So back to the topic at hand. So, you know, how do you make, you know what I mean? What's the secret to making millions in real estate? You know what I mean? And how can hard money loans take you to the top? Well, I just told you one secret. The number one secret is get yourself in a position where you're making over $200,000 a year, right? Me personally, I believe, this just me personally, I believe you shouldn't even be looking at an investment until you figure out how to make $200,000 a year. That's just me personally. You know what I mean? And if you want to invest in something, I would say you should invest in yourself until you hit the $200,000 mark, right? That's education, that's marketing skills, that's sales skills. Those are the two most important skills that you need to know when it comes to making $200,000 a year, in my opinion, right? There might be other ways to make $200,000 a year, right? There might be some salary ways or some salary positions that you can take, you know what I mean, to make $200,000 a year. You a lawyer for a firm, they do all the marketing. but you still gonna need some sales skills, right? You know what I mean? You still gonna need some skill. Even if you're a lawyer, you still gotta convince the jury that your client is innocent, or if you're the prosecutor, that the client is guilty, right? So you can keep getting promotions and making more money. You know what I mean? So those are two skills that you're gonna need to know: marketing, sales, right? How do you get to those? How do you learn that stuff? You learn that stuff by investing in yourself. That's how you learn that stuff. You learn that stuff by investing in yourself. There's only two ways that you can invest in yourself. If you don't got money, all you got is time, well, you better read a whole lot of free books that study those topics, right? And then you got to be really good at disregarding the stuff that doesn't work and then using the stuff that does work. The only way that you'll get really good at disregarding the stuff that doesn't work and using the stuff that does work, the only way that you'll get good at that is by putting in the work. Meaning that, let's say you got two salespeople, right? Let's say you got, or two marketers or two salespeople, right? You got one guy who does nothing but read, but he has never spoken to a client ever in his life. But he read all the books on sales and marketing. Then you got one guy who read a few books, but he has already worked with and spoken with 2,000 clients, 3,000 clients, 4,000 clients, right? The person who read fewer books and has spoken with more clients most likely will be the more talented out of the two, because the stuff that he's reading, he's actually implementing, and he's getting rid of the stuff that doesn't work, and he's keeping the stuff, he or she is keeping the stuff that does work, right? So it's simple as that. Not only do you got to learn, but you also got to put up the shots. Basically, I'm going to simplify it. Most people that's watching this show understand how basketball is played, right? And if you don't know how basketball is played, you understand the basics that you shoot a ball and it go in the basket, right? Basically, what I'm saying is you can have a person read about shooting, but they put up no shots. Or you can have a person who puts up 1,000 to 2,000 shots every single day, but they only read a few books about shooting. The person who puts up 1,000 to 2,000 shots a day and read a few books will be a better shooter than the person who only reads about shooting, because the person who's putting up, unless it's some freak of nature, some natural, some just woke up one day and just hitting bottom of the net, just out the womb, you know what I mean? And if they both were identical in every other aspect, and one person put up 2,000 shots a day and the other person put up none but read about it, the person who putting up the shots and read less will do better, because he's going to know what works for his body, how the shot should feel off of his hand. He's going to drain more shots. He's going to tend to have a higher percentage, and if everything else was equal. You know what I mean? And then the person who read all the books going to be looking at the other person like, how is he so effortless? Like, flabbergasted, but he don't know that the person who put up the shots actually was putting up 2,000 shots a day. So I know I get off on side tangents, but basically getting back to point number one is you gotta learn and do. You gotta do both. Actually, action is actually more important than learning. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't want to take a lot of action because it's too much of emotional turmoil on you. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't take getting rejected a lot. You know what I mean? People, they got this weird thing about rejection. You know what I mean? What if this person doesn't like me? What if they don't say no? Or what if they don't do the deal? And blah, 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 yada, 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 and all that crazy stuff. All this negative. Then you talk to the person, you realize, oh, that was a cool, you know what I mean? It wasn't even that bad. You know what I mean? So first step, man, before you start really jumping into this real estate stuff or investing in general, is your first step is, how do I get to $200,000 a year, right? You can be creative. You can think outside of the box. You can have a side hustle, but that's the first thing you should be thinking, especially in today's world with inflation. Because if you're still thinking about old term money, you're going to be stuck in old terms. Meaning, people out here thinking $50,000 is a lot of money a year. That was a lot of money back when, groceries used to cost a quarter. Back when you used to be able to walk into the grocery store and get a bag of groceries and all you spent was 25 cents. $50,000 is a lot of money. You know what I mean? But now you walk in the grocery store, you spend $400-$500. $50,000 ain't a lot of money. Stuff started adding up quick. You know what I mean? $50,000, about $4,000 a month. You know what I mean? Let's say rent $2,500. Boom. Okay. Let's say Car note, 500. You already 3 bands right there. You know what I mean? What about Taxman? Taxman got to take his money out. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Now you got to talk about food and water. And you know the crazy thing, a lot of people don't understand. For a lot of people, food is actually the most expensive bill. A lot of people think that rent is the most expensive bill. For most people spend more money on food than they do on rent. You know what I mean? And if you want to fight that and argument with me on that and whatever, I go off real life stuff. I don't go off all the, you know what I mean? I might Google it afterwards, but I go off of what's going on in real life. If somebody sat down and calculated every little thing they bought, every restaurant they went to, and they did that in the course of a 30-day month, and they seen how much that added up, food and entertainment will 9 times out of 10 surpass any rent payment that you got. And don't even throw in clothes and shopping and all that stuff like that. So basically, you see how I just ran through a little $4,000 a month like it ain't nothing. You get what I'm trying to say? I can't live off no $4,000 a month, and I'm cheap. You feel me? You know what I mean? So if I'm cheap and I can't live off $4,000 a month, how you gonna make $50,000 a year and try to invest? So what if something happens with that first property, right? And some of these dudes, they be talking about some, oh, you know, I'm gonna teach you guys how to invest. You don't need no money to start. You don't need nothing. I'm gonna teach you guys how to flip houses and all that stuff. Yeah, but this the thing. Some of those gurus that you listen to, I know them niggas, bro. Some of they deals, they veterans. Some of they deals, they buy a house and they lose 30 bands on one house, bro. But they can afford to do that. Why? Because they make over $200,000 selling y'all courses. They sell you guys courses. They make over $200,000. Some of them make over $200,000 a month. So when they lose 30 grand, it hurts them. Nobody likes to lose money on investment, but they can handle it. Imagine you're broke behind trying to find a way to get a no money down loan, and you done did this and that, and you find out the foundation messed up and the rehab budget more than you thought, and this happened and this happened. By the time you sell it, you done lost 20, 30 bands, and you like, well, what's the name told me to do this and this and this, and now you ain't got no way to come up out of that hole. Now I will tell you one thing, doing it is better than not doing it, because now you got the knowledge, right? You know what I mean? It's a lot of people, especially in America, they hard-headed. So sometimes they do need to lose 30 bands on their first deal for them to really realize, man, I need to think this through. I need better strategy. But guess what? The people that make $200,000 a year, in order to make $200,000 a year, they have already mastered strategy. It's not just sales and marketing, it's also strategy. It's how to be strategic, think smart, how to make the right plays, how to use your time wisely. All of that is taken into consideration to be able to even hit $17,000 a month consistently. You know what I mean? It all goes back to point one. I'm trying to help y'all to be successful investors. To be a successful investor, learn how to make $200,000 a year first. And it's going to be a whole lot of backlash on the internet. You ain't got to know how to make no $200,000. And 9 times out of 10, the people that's probably backlashing is the people that's trying to sell you a course. You know what I mean? They even know it. If they look at their own students, they look at the students who make $200,000 a year, and they look at the broke students. I guarantee you, at all the courses they sell, the people that already make $200,000 a year, probably their best students. Or who have made $200,000 in the past, probably their best students. If they really broke down analytics and stuff like that. I'm just going off of what I see, right? So first step, learn how to make some money. And preferably stop all of this 100K stuff. I made 100K my whole career. I wasn't ready to invest. You know what I mean? I had enough skills to make 100K, but it takes a whole different beast to make 200. You get what I'm trying to say? Learn how to get to $200,000 a year, then let's start investing, okay? Another thing that I want to talk to you, so $200,000 a year, that's number one. Number two, you need to learn when and how to use hard money if you're jumping into this real estate space, right? You know what I mean? You can jump on that online space. Hey man, I'm not here to talk about no crypto and no funds. This is what I will say. You know what? Scratch that. This is what I will say. If you don't make $200,000 a year, my humble opinion, don't invest in real estate. That's my humble opinion. If you don't make $200,000 a year, or if you never made $200,000 a year, don't invest in real estate. What you should do is you should invest in the S&P 500. Something safe and something where you ain't got to use a lot of strategy and thought. You just buy the S&P 500. You ain't got to use no strategy. You ain't got to use no thought. You ain't got to use no creative thinking. You ain't got to use no negotiation skills. You ain't got to use none of that stuff like that. Because when it come to this real estate thing, you better be on point. Because it's a whole lot of people out there that don't know what they doing, and you be tricked out of your spot. You be tricked out of your spot. And what I mean by tricked out of your spot is competition, right? I got competition, right? I have competition in my business, and I still clear over $200,000 a year with competition. Why is that? Because I know what deals that I should fight for and take, and I know what deals to throw in the towel for. You know what I mean? There's a deal that I'm closing now that the dude was telling me some terms that were unheard of. You know what I mean? I knew they was unheard of. I heard the terms. I done did the homework. I done made 1,000 calls. I done called all, you know what I mean? I know what the market is going. So me, I say, he finna get scammed. I even told him that. I say, hey man, that don't sound like a good deal, man. It sound like somebody finna scam you, bro. You know what I mean? Because I haven't heard no deal like that. You see my phone stay ringing. I haven't heard no deal like that. So it sounded to me like you finna get scammed. I'm not gonna get scammed. I know this person. I work with this person. Da, 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 da. Call me back a week later and say, yeah, CJ, that deal didn't go through like I thought. Can you get me that loan that you was telling me about? And now we finna close on that deal tomorrow. You know what I mean? How would you know that if you ain't got the skill set to make $200,000 a year? Do you get where I'm coming from? I wouldn't even know that. If I was a brokey, I'd be honest with you. I'd be fighting. I'm gonna try to beat it. I'd be cussing out I'd be messing up my own connects. See, real estate is a very connection-based business. So I'd be cussing out my own people, telling them to bend over backwards for this raggedy behind borrower, and it just ain't possible. So now my connects, when they see my phone, they gonna be like, oh, I ain't gonna pick up the phone call from him. He don't know nothing. He don't understand the facts of life. You get where I'm coming from? You get where I'm coming from? I'm trying to teach you guys game. You hear me? I'm teaching you, hey, free game, man. Hey, hard money hustle. If you want some free game, hard money hustle here. So you ain't gonna learn those type of skills, or you ain't gonna learn that type of behavior without hitting that 200K mark. So basically, like, let's say you're a real estate investor, right? Let's say you see a deal, right? And let's say you talking to the seller or whatever the case is, and the seller telling you, man, I got an offer for this and this and this and blah, blah, blah. But you know that thing ain't worth that. You know in your heart of hearts it ain't worth that. That's when you got to have that savvy, that 200K kind of mindset. Because people that make 200K and plus, they understand that money is abundant. They understand. They just have certain lifestyle traits that they have about themselves. You always gonna have another deal to find. Not every deal is a good deal. You know what I mean? You got to know when to walk away. You know what I mean? You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to fight. You know what I mean? You got to know what fights to take, what fights not to take. You got to put your ego aside. You know what I mean? A broke person, ego all involved. They got emotions in it. They you know what I mean? And that's how they get tricked out of their spot. You know what I mean? That's how they get tricked out of their spot. That's how they get in the ring with somebody they shouldn't be in the ring with, fighting with somebody they shouldn't be fighting with, going to war with somebody they shouldn't be going to war with, all because they heard Grant Cardone video. He said everybody supposed to be closed or something crazy like that. You know what I mean? But when you really make 200,000 and you really hit that mark and you hit anything higher than that, there's certain things that you start picking up on. There's certain patterns you start picking up on. You ain't gonna hit that number if you don't. Your time is extremely valuable. You understand, in order to hit these numbers, especially in these, and it's rich people that's saying that's all you made. It's people rich. It's gonna be some people that's crying that don't hit 200K. That's gonna be real mad with this video. They're gonna be real hot. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, bro. But it's gonna be some people that make over 200K, and they're gonna be like, and it still ain't enough. You know what I mean? It still ain't enough. You know what I mean? So you know that's one of the biggest secrets, you know, that I want to teach you guys is, you know, it's one of the secrets on making millions in real estate is the first thing is, and the secret ain't got nothing to do with real estate really. Ain't that crazy? The biggest secret to real estate ain't got nothing to do with real estate. And that is, before you jump into this real estate space, do something before that where you have made at least $200,000 a year. Some of the most successful people, bro, I read Don People's books, right? One of his books, right? He did businesses, he owned businesses where he was making $200,000-$300,000 a year before he even jumped in real estate. Now he worth hundreds of millions, right? And then, you know, people gonna come at this video and gonna say, I know somebody who in real estate didn't make $200,000 a year and they're crushing it. Bro, I see these people bank statements, bro. These people is one bad, I see people bank statements, bro. Some of these folks is one bad deal away from being broke. 50, 60, 70K in your bank account, 100K in your bank account ain't a lot of money, bro. Some of these folks is one bad deal away from being dead behind broke. You hear me? So just because you think somebody moving and shaking, that don't mean that they actually moving and shaking. Coming from a guy who sees bank statements. Come on, man. So that's the number one secret, bro. The number one secret before you jump into this hard money in this real estate space is please be at $200,000 a year. You know what I mean? Please be there. If you ain't there yet, learn how to get there. You know what I mean? Adapt the mindset on how to get there. Learn, study, work. Learn, study, work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Be like Kobe, bro. Be obsessed. How can I get to 200? How can I get to 200? Okay, so that's $17,000 a month. Okay, how did I get there first? You know what I mean? Who cares where you started? Who cares if you're only making 20K? How can I get to 200? You know what I mean? What I gotta do? What I gotta do to get to 200? Okay. And you're gonna start realizing that what you're doing is not efficient enough to get there. What you're doing right now is not efficient enough. You're going to start breaking stuff down. You're going to start writing up game plans. You're going to start, and it takes time to get there. But I would say get there first before you start jumping into real estate. Don't be trying to jump into real estate to try to get there. I think you should get there before you jump into real estate. That is my God honest opinion. Coming from a guy who looks at people who invest in real estate all day long. Now, if you hit 200,000, you jump in real estate, hey, do your thing, dog. You gonna figure it out. You gonna make some money because you already got the skill set. I know some guys right now, they ain't in real estate. I'm like, I don't know why they ain't. They make over $200,000 a year. Oh, they'll figure it out. Trust me. On their first deal, yeah, they'll figure it out. You know what I mean? But you got dudes that got that don't do nothing but fix and flip. And all my money all tied up in this deal and I ain't got enough money in my bank account. Bro, you one bad deal away from being broke, bro. You're one bad deal away from being broke. Know why? Because you ain't make 200 before you jumped into this real estate space. And I know you didn't because the way you talking, bro. Now, after you get to that 200,000 mark, bro, hard money, bro, if y'all know about this hard money space, bro, y'all missing out. Y'all are missing it. Bro, this hard money thing is like the world's best kept secret. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I mean? People over talking about some, oh, hard money, but what about the fees? And what about it? Fees don't matter if it's a good deal. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm making money, who cares? Fees can always be negotiated too. Like, that's the part about making $200,000. Y'all need to know how to negotiate. It's some people that I just negotiate with because they know they're good negotiators. And there's some people I will not budge. And I don't even care if I lose the deal. I don't like the way they negotiate. I don't like the way. Same, never made $200,000. Dude don't even know how to negotiate. You know what I mean? Well, my friend down the street will give it to me with no fees and blah, blah. Well, go down the street, bruh. Go down the street, dog. But you get a savvy investor. Hey, CJ, hey, man. Hey, hear me out, man. CJ, I'm gonna bring you some deals now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I see where you at, you know. And, you know, I've been doing this a long time, you know. And, hey, I ain't got nothing wrong with paying fees. I'm the last one to complain about paying fees. But, you know, how about let's build a partnership together? You know what I mean? How much can you hook me up with, CJ? What can you do for me? Well, what you had in mind, man? What you usually pay? Now we in conversation. You know what I mean? I'll negotiate with that dude all day. What you usually pay, dog? Talk to me. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I got a guy, you know what I mean? He can't do this deal, but, you know, he usually charge me about this much on the fees and this, yada, 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 whatever. All right, man. Well, this is my first time working with you. You know the first deal, the first hardest deal. So I hear where you're coming from. I hear you. You know what I mean? But this is the first deal, you know what I mean? Depending on how smooth this deal go, we can reconsider and we can make something happen. But this is what I'm willing to do for you. And I usually don't negotiate on the first trip with somebody. You know what, CJ? I like you. You know what I mean? I see this being a strong partnership. I like the way you carry yourself. I like your company. All right, let's do it. Let's make it happen. All right, boom. You feel me? But some people are like, well, I ain't going. And blah, blah, blah. Well, thank you, sir, for your time. See you later. You know what I mean? Not all money is good money. I'll be the first one to tell you that. Some people out here, they really believe that. Take it all. Get all the money. Get everybody money. Anybody money. Get grandmama money. Well, I don't care if it's their last dollar. You know what I mean? I've been a part of an environment like that, man. Not all money is good money. Trust me. Believe me. I know. You know what I mean? It ain't good money if you can't sleep at night, homeboy. Trust me. It ain't good money if you can't sleep at night. So when you do get into this hard money, the best kept secret on the planet. You know what I mean? The terms is flexible. You ain't gotta be overly qualified. You ain't gotta give your firstborn. You know what I mean? You start going through these traditional banks, boy, you gotta give them everything. They call your employer. Does he work there? Tax returns, statements, how much you make, your bank account. You can't buy nothing. Bro, you buy a car in the middle of a traditional bank loan. Oh yeah, we're gonna decline this loan. Sorry. You shouldn't. Nope. Your credit was pulled and nope. We're not feeling it, man. The DTI is off, your debt to income. Bro, this hard money, bro. You savvy, you gonna make some bread. I mean, this the best kept secret. If you can see a good deal and you understand numbers and you can, this hard money thing, the best kept secret. Or you make a whole lot of money. You can refinance, you can take money out, you can buy massive apartment complexes, you can stabilize buildings, you can do bridge. Bro, it's unlimited. I've been trying to tell y'all, man, listen to me, huh? This world is unlimited with opportunity. Unlimited. You know what I mean? Unlimited, bro. You can have 80 properties and still get approved for 81. You know, I got a portfolio of 100 properties, you know what I mean? Traditional banks, they think I'm over leveraged and blah, 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 and da-da-da, and yada-da-da. That's cool with us, bro. You can have 1,000. We don't care. You need this money or what? How much you need, man? You know what I mean? How much this money you need, man? You know what I mean? Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you about this hard money space, bro. Ain't no zero down, bro. Ain't no zero down. You know what I mean? If it's zero down, be skeptical. Private money, maybe, you know what I mean? Hard. Let me not say ain't no zero down. There is zero down, but it's usually from an individual. Like, let's say Jerry and his wife, you know, they sitting on 10 million. Somebody died in their family, whatever the case is, and you know they put some of it in the S&P 500. They got 5 million that they willing to lend to friends and family for some flips and stuff like that so they can keep making money with their money. Okay, they'll do 100% financing. Okay, no money down with them, right? No money down with them. But they taking a big risk. You know what I mean? Even if it was the money out of my bank account that I'm lending, I'm still, hey, from what I noticed, the people who always no skin in the game, those ain't usually the best investors. From my perspective, you know what I mean. The people that's always trying to get in the deal, no skin in the game. I don't want no skin in the game. From my perspective, those ain't usually the best investors. You know what I mean? Why don't you want no skin in the game? What you trying to do, man? You know what I mean? What you trying to hide, man? Like, if you know it's a good deal, bro, like, you know what I mean? Even if it's 5%, if I'm loaning my own money, even if it's 5%, I want you to have some kind of skin in the game. You know what I mean? Because if this deal fall through, I want you to feel something. You know what I mean? I want you to feel some kind of pain. You know? Not all people like that. Some people are really good with other people's money. You can lend them 100%, and they solid people, and they'll always pay you back. What I'm trying to say is there's a reason why most people don't lend 100%, because the majority of the people that's looking for a 100% loan usually ain't worth a damn. Like, they want to take, but they don't want to give nothing. You know what I mean? They don't want to give nothing. If it's such a good deal, put a little bit of your money up. If the deal's so good, you know what I mean? If you hesitant about the deal, why would I loan 100% to it? You know, I think it's a real good deal. I just don't want to put none of my own money in it. Where they do that at? Why? Why not? You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? If I had a dude that had $20 million and whatever the case is, and he gonna give me 100%, and hey, trust me, I will take it. Trust me, I'm cheap. Trust me. But if I don't got a dude that ain't gonna give me 100%, you best believe I ain't got no problem, you know, putting a little bit of my money down, because I'm gonna get it right back. You know what I mean? I know I'm gonna get it back. You know what I mean? Might be tied up for a little while, but I'm gonna get it back. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's my tip for the day, man. That's the secret. That's the number one secret to making millions in real estate. The number one secret to making millions in real estate is making money before you jump into real estate investment. The number is 200K. You know what I mean? Making money before you jump into real estate. That is the secret to being a really good real estate investor, in my opinion. Because there are things that you're going to pick up 9 times out of 10. I'm not saying it's a fail-proof plan and nothing crazy like that. What I'm trying to say is, from what I've noticed, the people who came into the real estate game already making money tend to be really good at continuing to make money. You know what I mean? Because not every investor that's sitting around here with $100 and not every investor got money like that, bro. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. So, that's step number 1. Hard money, bro. Use it. Use it, man. If you want a deeper breakdown on how that works, man, make sure you watching this channel. Make sure you tune. Like, that's all my company does is hard money, private money. You know what I mean? So, that's all we do is lend money to real estate investors. You know what I mean? So, any questions that you got on that topic, make sure you leave it in the comment section. Make sure you reach out to me via Instagram. Make sure you reach out to me via LinkedIn. I always check my DMs. And let's stay connected, man. And let's make some things happen. And with that being said, man, peace. Take care.